It's a bombshell report that was leaked. It was put together at the request of the church by 3 different universities' researchers, and it says that some 3,677 children, minors, mostly male, were abused by 1,670 priests and clerics over a 70-year period. 1/2 of the victims were aged 13 and under, and 1/6 of them were raped. Those are big numbers, and the bishop who was part of the Council of Bishops that ordered the report said it was a publication that would be shameful and depressing when it's released later this month, and it was something that the church needed to do for itself, but first and foremost for the victims. The report also found that the church willfully went out and destroyed evidence and shredded records that could incriminate some of the priests. Some of them, despite having been found or suspected of sexually abusing minors, were moved to other dioceses, and the people in those parishes and dioceses were not warned of their previous predatory behavior. And the report concludes by saying that the church should perhaps reconsider the vows of celibacy that members of the clergy are forced to take, or that have to take in order to join the clergy, and it should also possibly reconsider its ban on homosexuals serving in the clergy. But the headline here is really the number of child victims, yet another child abuse scandal in the Catholic Church.
Nick, the timing of these revelations is also of interest. Just why is that?
Well, I think it's interesting to note the coincidence with the Vatican's announcement that there would be a meeting in the Vatican of bishops from around the world in February to look at this issue. I think Pope Francis is very keen to be seen as proactive. There were, of course, lots of questions when he went to Ireland, which is one of the other countries that has been rocked by sex abuse scandals over the year. Germany is a particularly interesting country within the Catholic Church. After the United States, it is the second richest church, according to many calculations. There's not a lot of transparency as the church's finances go. But the reason is because if you are a Catholic in Germany, the tax law here requires you to give up between 8 to 9% of your income to the church. Now, you can opt out, and people have been doing that in record numbers as scandals have broken in the media. There have been scandals involving a Jesuit school in Berlin, a famous choir school in southern Germany. So it's significant for the financial health of the church, if you will, quite apart from the terrible tragedies that the victims themselves have gone through. It's significant in that way. It could affect the finances of the church, and it will certainly rock it in a way it has not been rocked for a long time in this country.